I cannot believe I'm here. I've never done anything like this before in my whole life. I'm 26 years old. I'm a software engineer in Seattle. I had my heart broken. The guy that I fell in love with, he didn't love me back. And instead of running away from that feeling, I've decided to pick myself up and be like, you know what? You should chase that feeling of love because it's so worth it.
I am very excited to speak with you.
Yay! Okay, good. Well, let's get into it.
Yes. I have to ask, what made you even want to get into a reality show, let alone one of this magnitude?
Yeah, I got into it because I am happy and confident with everything in my life, but I want a future. I want a future with somebody and I want a husband. So I was looking for love. And for me, I was like, okay, if I can look for love in a castle in the UK wearing these amazing outfits, like sign me up. That sounds amazing. So it made sense for me at this time and point in my life.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Did you previously study or have any kind of admiration for the 19th century?
You know what? Not really, I'm going to be honest. I mean, I have watched a few different Jane Austen movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't really until until I was sort of presented this idea that I did my research and I was like, oh my gosh, like I've been missing out. Like, this is amazing. You know, it's an era of such romance and chivalry and you know, anybody that's a hopeless romantic can fall in love even just with the idea of it, you know?
Exactly. That's why I love that the concept. What would you say outside of, I guess, of that concept separates the courtship from other competition romance shows?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference truly is that my family's involved. So I have a court, which is made up of my mom, dad, sister, and my best friend, Tessa. And that is not common to introduce, you know, 16 different guys that you're dating on the first date to your family. But I did, and I lived to tell the tale. So I think that having them there was really important and special. They helped, you know, choose who I went on dates with. They also gave me insight into some of these guys. And it was just special being able to communicate and connect with them in a space that felt so unfamiliar, and having that piece of home was really important.
Q family.
Daddy!
Nicole!
I'm excited my family's here. They know my past relationships. They've seen me fall quickly. They've seen me have my heart broken. And I want them to help me make better decisions. Mom!
Oh my gosh. We're here to help Nicole find love.
You look like a real-life princess. I'm so good. How are you?
Good. I'm going to be looking for men who value family. It tells you something about their character. I'm also going to be looking for men who have a passion, that they know where they want to go in life.
Tessa? What? Get out of here. Tessa, she's a really, really great friend of mine since high school. You are just the image of beauty. How are you? She's also the person that I laugh like the most with.
The party can start now.
I always have just cared so deeply about Nicole's dating life and her happiness.
Oh my goodness.
Because I do not want to see her get hurt in any way.
Holy crap. What?
And you have your best friend as well. And
Yes.
speaking of that, this week's episode includes an emotional send-off as well as a player being exposed. Without giving too much away, when you first set out to do this whole experience, did you ever expect there would be guys like that a part of the suitors?
You know, I didn't know what to expect. And I had to be open-minded to anything happening. You know, like I knew going into this that none of these guys knew who I was, and that I didn't know who any of the guys were. So that first night that we met, when I walked in with that red dress, that was night one, moment one for the story with every single one of those guys. And of course, my friend Tessa, she's beautiful. And so it was always kind of a thought in my mind that, yeah, there might be guys here that are more into her than they are into me, and that's okay. But I don't want them to waste my time and have me send home guys that really care about me. And that's what really pissed me off so much about this whole situation.
Yeah, definitely makes sense.
Right.
And then I also have to say I'm such a huge fan of choreography. So I love watching the farewell dances.
Right? How romantic is it?
Yes, exactly. So different and dope. How was that experience pretty much learning those steps? So that's another thing that's very different than any other of these type of shows.
Yeah, you're right. It was fun for me. I'm a professional dancer. I danced for Tears for the Seahawks. And so that's just in my blood. But what's not in my blood is dancing and talking, sharing my feelings, and also breaking up with a guy. So that was new. But it was fun. And I really appreciated the guys, you know, being vulnerable and sort of leaning into it too. There were quite a few times where they would step on my dress and costume would be like, oh my gosh, did they rip your dress again? And I'm like, yeah, they have 2 left feet. But imagine how scared and how stressed out they must be in that situation. They were visibly sweating most of the time. So they did a good job though. I was proud of them.
Yeah, I agree. Ultimately, romance is the motivation. So can you tell us the traits the man that will win your heart has?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's important to realize that going into this, my idea of the kind of guy that I wanted changed so much. I wanted somebody that checked all the boxes, you know, had a certain kind of job, you know, lived in an area that I would want to live in, you know, was around the age that I wanted him to be. And what I realized was that at the end of the experience that I wanted somebody that made me feel a certain way, that made me feel special. And I think the best kind of phrase that I used throughout the process was somebody that made me feel like I was the only person in the room. Like that, just that feeling is so special. And I wish that everybody could feel that every day of their lives. So that's what I ended up wanting to find in the end.
Very good. I like that.
Yeah.
And then what's something you learned about yourself during this experience that you would say?
Yeah, I learned that I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was. I've never once dated 16 guys at the same time while also, you know, having my family in my ear, while also trying to put myself in these guys' shoes. It was stressful at times. And I was just really proud of myself to see that no matter what I did, I was listening to my heart. I was following, you know, my gut and just, you know, taking in other people's opinions, sure, but not letting that override how I felt and what I needed for myself. So I was like, okay, well, pat on the back. I was proud of myself.
Exactly, you should be.
Yeah.
And then I have to ask, being that it's heating up, you have to tell all of our viewers why they need to tune in every week to the Courtship.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. Obviously, if you've seen the show or even just seen a trailer, the guys are incredibly attractive, and I am definitely fluttering my eyes for more than one of them. Okay. So, and then with that too, these guys, they're getting competitive too. And I feel like what's so exciting about this is that you'll get all of the drama, you'll get passion, you'll get romance that you would typically see in a dating show. But I think what separates this and makes it different is that you also just get to see the beautiful costumes, Castle Howard in all of its glory. It's just cinematography, like the cinematography of it all is just stunning. It's gorgeous. And I hope that everybody just sort of falls in love with the romance of it and comes along with me on this carriage ride and just enjoys the romance. So yeah.
Nice, thank you. Well, yeah, I'm definitely there for the ride. I can't wait to see the entire thing play out.
Good, I'm happy to hear that.
Definitely, guys, doing a good job. I hope that it ended, you know, as you wanted it to. But again, I'll wait until the end to see what happens.
Okay.
But that's all the questions I have. So I definitely want to again thank you for taking time out speaking with Urban Bridges. Again, I'm a fan of the show personally, so continue success.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Take care.
No problem. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.